Hello my dear students, welcome to RK Academy. My dear students, in the last sessions we had discussed about the digestive system and also the skeletal system in the last sessions. Already we had uploaded on the YouTube also. Now I am going to discuss with you about the circulatory system or blood circulatory system. Blood circulatory system. And in this topic we are going to discuss about the circulatory system. This particular circulatory system is useful for the transportation of the food materials from the small intestines to the different parts of the body through a particular structures are called blood vessels. What is that? Blood vessels. And that particular blood vessels are there. The particular blood vessels carries the blood along with the food materials such as glucose and some other hormones and some other enzymes and some other chemicals, and such type of chemical substances are carried out with the presence of the blood vessels, and these particular blood vessels are involved in the circulatory system. So we are going to discuss about the blood circulatory system in this session. Now the blood circulatory system, the basic concept of blood circulatory system was discovered by a particular scientist named as William Harvey. Who is that? William Harvey, and he is considered as the father of blood circulatory system. What is that? Father of blood circulatory system. William Harvey is considered as the father of blood circulatory system, and also he discovered the double circulation of the blood. He also discovered the double circulation of the blood, and double circulation of the blood and the blood circulatory system was discovered by only one and only the person is William Harvey. So he is considered as the father of blood circulatory system. And also William Harvey explained that circulatory system involves heart and blood vessels. What is that? Blood vessels and blood capillaries. What is that? Blood capillaries. And here the blood vessels involves arteries and veins. What is that? Arteries and veins. So there are the two types of blood vessels that are present in our body, and one of that carries a pure or oxygenated blood from the heart to the different parts of the body, that is artery, and another one that is a vein that carries impure blood from the different parts of the body to the heart, and in turn which carries towards the lungs for the purification. After the purification it gets back into the heart, and the particular heart supplies the whatever the purified blood is there in the heart, it supplies to the different parts of the body. And hence now he discovered the double circulation. And also in the human circulatory system, human blood circulatory system, the major organ is the heart. What is that? Heart. The major organ is the heart. And now what is the study that is concerned with the heart? The study that is concerned with the heart is called as cardiology. What is that? Cardiology. And this particular heart is made up of muscles, and it is a pear-shaped or cone-shaped organ. Cone-shaped organ. And also the heart, the weight of the heart is about 240 grams in the children. 240 grams in the children, whereas in the adults it is about 300 grams in the adults. It may varies in the children and also in the adults. In children it is about the 240 grams. In the adults it is about the 300 grams only. And now the heart is a myogenic heart. That means where the heart is made up of muscles, it is called as myogenic heart. What is that? Myogenic heart. Myogenic heart means where the heart is made up of muscles. Such type of heart is called as myogenic heart. And come to the next one, types of the heart. You know what? In the circulatory system you will see the two types of the circulations, and one is the open type of circulatory system, and the second one is the closed type of circulatory system. Here closed type of circulatory system means where the blood and other components will travels towards different parts of the body in the presence of blood vessels with the help of with the help of blood vessels, and such type of circulation is called as closed type of circulatory system. And whereas in the open type of circulatory system, the blood vessels are absent. The blood vessels are absent. Hence, the blood flows in the cavities or sinuses, and such type of circulatory system is called as open type of circulatory system. And the closed type of circulatory system means the blood flows with the help of blood vessels only, and these could be called as blood vessels. These are called as blood vessels, and these may be the arteries or veins, and these carries the blood towards the different parts of the body. So these are called as closed. This type of system is called as closed type of circulatory system. What is that? Closed type of circulatory system. And in some other organisms, lower organisms, for example, if you take a arthropoda, what is that? Arthropoda. If you see in the arthropoda, for example, cockroach is the best example for the arthropods. Cockroach, and it is an example of the open type of circulatory system where the blood flows in the sinuses or cavities, and such type of blood is called as hemolymph. What is that? Hemolymph, where the blood flows in the sinuses or cavities is called as hemolymph. And come to the next one. This is the types of the heart, and the types of the heart includes, there are two types of the heart are there, and they are called as one is myogenic heart. What is that? Myogenic heart. As I told you, myogenic heart means where the heart is made up of thick muscles or muscles. And the second one is neurogenic heart. What is that? Neurogenic heart. Neurogenic heart means where the heart is not well developed and it is coordinated by the presence of nerves, and it is called as neurogenic heart. What is that? Neurogenic heart. And human heart is having the 4 chambers, and human heart is having the 4 chambers. If you see the diagram in the previous slide, it is the heart, it is having the 4 chambers, and assume these are the 4 chambers. These are the 4 chambers. Basing on the presence of chambers, the complexity of organization and complexity of the body can be determined. And basing on the different types of chambers, I can explain you one thing. See this, if you take the vertebrates, what were the vertebrates? Those organisms which possess vertebral column. Those organisms which possess a vertebral column. Those organisms which possess a vertebral column is called as vertebrates. What is that? Vertebrates. And these are called as vertebrates. And those organisms which possess vertebral column is called as vertebrates. And the vertebrates are classified into 5 types. That is param. What is that? It is the code. Param in this particular code, P means Pisces. What is that? Pisces, or it is also called as fishes. And A means amphibians, and R means reptiles, and A means aves or birds, and M means mammals. What is that? M means mammals. These are the organisms which possess the vertebral column. And here I would like to give you one code, that is one root word, that is, see this 23344. These are the chambers of the heart present in the fishes, amphibians, reptiles, aves and mammals. And one exceptional case is there. In the reptiles, there is another organism is there, that is another animal is there, that is called as crocodile. What is that? Crocodile. And in the crocodile, the well developed 4 chambers are seen, although it was a reptile. But it possesses the 4 chambers. And except these, 23344 is the number of chambers of the heart that are present in the Pisces or fishes, amphibians, reptiles, aves, birds or mammals. Understood? And come to the next one. And in the next case, types of heart, as I told you, that is the first one is a myogenic heart, second one is a neurogenic heart. Myogenic heart means those heart where the heart is made up of muscles. Where the heart is made up of muscles, and it is called as myogenic. And whereas neurogenic means where the heart is not well developed and it is coordinated by the presence of nerve system. and such type of circulatory system and such type of heart is called as neurogenic heart. Understood? And come to this is what the closed circulatory system and also the open type of circulatory system. In the closed type of circulatory system, the blood flows through the presence of blood vessel. What is that? Flows through the presence of blood vessel, and hence it is called as closed type of circulatory system. What is that? Closed type of circulatory system. It is an example of closed type of circulatory system. Whereas come to the next diagram, next picture, you will see the open type of circulatory system, where the blood flows through the sinuses or cavities. These are all those cavities, and the blood passes through the particular cavities, and this particular type of blood is called as hemolymph. What is that? Hemocoel. Now, what is that? Hemocoel. It is not hemolymph, it is hemocoel. Fine. And the next one is, and here I wrote hemolymph, it is not correct, and it is the hemocoel. What is that? Hemocoel it is. Hemocoel, where the blood flows through the cavities, and such type of organisms possess the hemocoel. Not it is hemolymph, it is just hemocoel. And come to the next one. In the open type of circulatory system, the blood flows through the cavities or sinuses, and it is called as hemocoel, and it is such type of circulatory system is called as open type of circulatory system. What is that? Open type of circulatory system. And also an example for the open type of circulatory system can be taken as cockroach. Cockroach is a best example for the open type of circulatory system. It also belongs to arthropoda. What is that? It belongs to arthropods, and the best example for the arthropod is the cockroach. And come to the next one, and the heart location. You know what? The location of the heart is mediastinum. What is that? Mediastinum. Mediastinum is the place which is present in between the two lungs, and assume that these are the lungs. The heart is present in this particular area. And this particular area could be called as mediastinum. What is that? Mediastinum. And it is the place where the heart is situated. And also, what is the weight of the heart in the children? Means 240 grams. And also in the adults it is about 300 grams. How many grams? 300 grams up there. And also, you know what? The weights of a heart is different. It varies in the different organisms. For example, if you take the smallest heart can be noticed in the coiled bird. What is that? Smallest heart can be observed in the coiled bird. The weight of the heart in the coiled bird is 0.15 grams, and also the heartbeat of the coiled bird is 1200 times per minute. What is that? 1200 times per minute is the heartbeat rate in the coiled bird, and the weight of the heart in the coiled bird is 0.15 grams. And also come to the next one. Yes, in the elephant you would find the weight of the heart in the elephant is about 12 to 21 kgs. How many kgs? 12 to 21 kgs of the heart can be seen in the elephant. And also, what is the weight of the body in the elephant? The weight of the body in the elephant is about 3000 kgs. How many kgs are there? 3000 kgs. The weight of the body of elephant is 3000 kgs, such that it is about 3 tons of the weight. And the weight of the body is 3000 kg, and the heart is about 12 to 21 kgs. And also, how many times does the heart beats in the elephant? And it is about 46 times per minute. How many times? 46 times per minute. And another important one is, it is the 46 times. How many times? 46 times per minute. 46 times per minute. And what is the weight of an elephant? It is about 3000 kg or 3 ton. 3 ton. And that's how many times does the heart beats in an elephant is 46 times. And come to the next one. The another one is what is the weight? What is the weight of the heart in the blue whale? Where? Blue whale. The weight of the heart in the blue whale is about, it is just 750 kgs. How many kgs? 750 kgs. 750 kgs of the heart. And what is the heartbeat rate in the blue whale is 7 times per minute. How many times? 7 times per minute is the heartbeat rate in the blue whale. And what is the weight of the heart in blue whale is 750 kgs. And also what is the weight of the body in the blue whale? And the weight of the body in the blue whale is about it is just 1,50,000 kgs. 1,50,000 kgs is there, and it is 1,50,000 kgs. 1,50,000 kgs of body is there in the blue whale. And come to the next one. And what is the heartbeat? What is the heartbeat in the blue whale? It is about the 7 times per minute, and the weight of the heart is about 750 kgs. Absolutely, it is just like this. Fine. And come to the next one. The next one is anatomy of the heart. Anatomy of the heart. You may ask in the examinations about the anatomy of the heart. It is very, very important to know. And here I would like to say you one thing. The chambers in the heart is 4, and you would see this. And this is the structure of a heart. This is the structure of the heart, and the heart is surrounded with the 3 membranes. Heart is surrounded by 3 membranes. How many membranes? 3 membranes. And these are the 3 membranes. This is the first one, and the second one, and it is the third one. These are the 3 membranes, and these membranes are called as pericardial membranes. What is that? Pericardial membranes. What is this? Pericardial membranes. And these pericardial membranes are of 3, and the membrane that is present outside the heart is epicardium. What is that? Epicardium. And middle one is myocardium. What is that? Myocardium. And the innermost is the innermost one is endocardium. What is that? Endocardium. These are the 3 membranes that surrounds the heart. And the space between these 3 membranes are pericardial space. What is that? Pericardial space. And this particular pericardial space is filled up with the pericardial fluid. What is that? Pericardial fluid. And this particular fluid helps to protect from the external electrical shocks whenever the shocks happen to the heart, and those prevented with the help of pericardial membranes and also in the presence of pericardial fluid. And the pericardial space possesses the pericardial fluid which protects from the external shocks of the heart. And come to the next one. In the heart is having the 4 chambers. How many chambers are there? Heart is having the 4 chambers, and the 4 chambers are associated with the blood vessels such as arteries and veins and blood capillaries. And here itself indicates the heart is having the 4 chambers. Heart is having the 4 chambers, and assume these are the 4 chambers, and these upper 2 chambers are called auricles. Upper 2 chambers are called auricles, and the lower 2 chambers are called as ventricles. What is that? Ventricles. Here the right auricle is larger than that of the left auricle, and the left ventricle is thicker than that of the right ventricle. Left ventricle is thicker than that of the right ventricle. Understood? Here the right auricle is larger than that of the left auricle, and here the left ventricle is thicker than that of the right ventricle, because due to it has to pump more blood to the different parts of the body. Fine. And the next one is the heart possesses valves in the chambers. What is that? Valves in the chambers, and the valves are present here. And if you observe the heart diagram, of the heart possesses valves in the both sides, which is in the left side and right side. Here you see these are the three valves, and these are called as tricuspid valve. What is that? Tricuspid valve. And here these are the two valves, these are called as bicuspid valve. What is that? Bicuspid valve. And this bicuspid valve is also called as mitral valve. What is that? Mitral valve. This allows the blood into the lower chambers, and which does not allow the blood to the backward flow into the auricles. And also, you know what, the auricles are blood receiving chambers. What is that? Blood receiving chambers. And ventricles are blood pumping chambers. Blood pumping chambers. Blood pumping chambers. You know what, the auricles get separated with a groove that is called as interauricular groove. What is that? Interauricular groove. It is, this is interauricular groove, and this is, and where the ventricles get separated by a groove is called as interventricular groove. What is that? Interventricular groove. And where the auricles and ventricles get separated by a separate groove is called as interauriculoventricular groove. What is that? Interauriculoventricular groove. You know what, this is the interauricular groove, and this is interventricular groove, and this is interauriculoventricular groove. And also the ventricles are thicker in nature, and these get supported with the strings or some fibers, and these are called as Purkinje fibers. What is that? Purkinje fibers. And hence these are also called as chorda tendinae. What is that? Chorda tendinae. Chorda tendinae are the foldings that are present inside the ventricles. This gives the mechanical and physical support from the collapsing of the ventricles during the sending or during the pumping of the blood. And you know what, the blood vessels is of two types. Those are auricles, and blood vessels are of two types. They are arteries and veins. What is that? Artery and vein. And the function of the arteries and veins are, the arteries carries the oxygenated blood. Arteries carries the oxygenated blood such that the blood is having the oxygen, and whereas the vein carries deoxygenated blood. What is that? Deoxygenated blood, such that the blood is having the carbon dioxide as the chief component. It is called as the deoxygenated blood, and it is also called as impure blood. What is that? Impure blood. Where it is the pure blood. It is the pure blood. It is the impure blood, where the blood is mixed up with the carbon dioxide, and where here it is the blood is mixed up with the oxygen. And also this is the function of the artery, and this is the function of the vein. And one more significance is there. As I told you that arteries send pure blood from the heart, and also arteries carries pure blood from the heart to the different parts of the body. You just look here. As I told you, arteries carries pure blood from the heart to different body parts except pulmonary artery. Except which artery? Pulmonary artery. Why it is? Pulmonary artery carries deoxygenated blood which is taken from the different parts of the body and which is carried towards the heart, and the particular pulmonary artery carries the deoxygenated blood from the heart and it carries towards the lungs. It carries towards the lungs in our body, and here this particular lungs purifies the blood, whatever the blood that is carried out to the lungs. And here the lungs purifies the blood and removes the carbon dioxide and adds oxygen, and which is taken from the nostril or nose from our body, and the particular oxygen mixed up with the blood, carbon dioxide gets eliminated, and which in turn carried towards the heart through the help of pulmonary vein. What is that? Pulmonary vein. As I told you that, what is the function of the vein? The function of the vein is which carries deoxygenated blood from the different parts to the heart. But here in this situation, and pulmonary vein is there. What is that? Pulmonary vein is there that carries pure blood that has made on the lungs, which is carried towards the heart, and the particular heart sends the blood into the different parts of the body. Understood? And also the right side of the heart is having the impure blood. What is that? The right side of the heart. See, the right side of the heart is having the impure blood, and left side of the heart is having the pure blood. And here, you know what? Auricles are the blood receiving chambers. And after the receiving the blood from the different parts of the body, and it sends to the different part, it sends to the lungs, and after the complete purification at the lungs, it gets sent to the river, in turn to the heart, and heart sends the blood into the different parts of the body with oxygen. What is that? With oxygen. And come here, the next one is valves. What about the valves? Already I told you that valves means where those acts as a cups. And allows blood into the auricles to the ventricles. And you know what? Where the right side of the heart passes, which means tricuspid valve is located at the right auriculoventricular groove. Where? Auriculoventricular groove. It is located at right auriculoventricular groove, and here in the left side you can see the two valves. This is called as bicuspid valves. What is that? Bicuspid valve. Here these two valves are called as mitral valves, and this location of this particular valve is left auriculoventricular aperture. Left auriculoventricular aperture. Fine. And you know what? The heartbeat. What about the heartbeat in the human beings? The heartbeat of the human beings is about 72 times per minute. And basing on the heart rates, there is one tabular form is there, and I will explain you the particular tabular form. It is very important. You may ask you in the examination also. So come to the next one, and here you would see the heart rates. What is that? Heart rates. And here I write like this, and this is 60, and this is 100, this is 100, and this is 130, and this is 120, and this is 120, and this is 150. What is that? 150. And here write like this again. It is 40, it is 60, it is 70, it is 80, it is 90, and it is 100. You know what? This is 100, and this is what an important tabular form you may ask in the examination also. And also I will write here, this is 0 to 3, this is 3 to 6, this is 6 to this is 3 to 6, and this is 6 to 12, this is 10 years plus, and this is adults. What is that? Adults. This is well trained athletes. What is that? Well trained athletes. This is what very important, and I will give a subtitles to this. And 0 to 3 years, the person, the baby, or the person who born at the 0 to 3 years is called as newborn baby. What is that? Newborn baby. These are called as infants. What is that? Infants. These are all months, you know. These are all months. This is years, and this is called as infants, and this is called as child, and this is called as children, and this is called as adults, and this is called well trained athletes. And these are all the heartbeats of the different ages. These are all the heartbeats of the different ages. If you ask what is the heart rate and what is the heartbeat present in the 10+-year-old child, means that is 70 to 130. And you may ask you another question, what is the rate of heartbeat in the well trained athletes? It is about the 40 to 60. You know what? And the next thing is the heartbeat, it varies and regarding to the age also. And you know what? The throbbing reactions in the arteries, the throbbing reaction in the arteries, is called as pulse. What is that? Pulse. If you take an artery, this is what an artery, the blood flows through the artery in the form of waves, and whereas in the veins the blood flows as drops, and whereas in the arteries blood flows as waves. Whenever the waves are seen in the arteries, the walls of the arteries bulges like this and like this, and you may call it as pulse. What is this? Pulse. And this pulse can be determined with the help of a instrument called as stethoscope. What is that? Stethoscope. And it was discovered by 1800. It is discovered in 1816 by René Laennec. Who is that? René Laennec. And come to the next one. In the heart, you would see that in the auricular region, in the embryonic stage, there is a spot-like structure is there. That is called as foramen ovale. What is that? Foramen ovale. In the embryonic stage, you would see a dark spot-like structure which is present on the in between the two auricles. It is called as foramen ovale. And after the birth of a child, it gets closed, and it is called as fossa ovale. What is that? Fossa ovale. In some child, in some people, in some children, or in some newborn babies, the particular hole does not close and it remains the same, and such type of condition is called as patent fossa ovale. What is that? Patent fossa ovale. And also you may notice two types of pacemakers are there. Here it is the two types of pacemakers are. The first one is SAN and second one is AVN. The first one is Sinoatrial Node. What is that? Sinoatrial Node, and it is seen in this particular region, Sinoatrial Node. And the next one is Atrioventricular node. What is that? Atrioventricular node. Here you would see the AVN. It is called as atrioventricular node. And this particular type of, these two types of SAN and AVN is called as, SAN and AVN is called as pacemakers. What is that? Pacemakers. Why it is called as pacemakers? Because it initiates the heartbeat. It initiates the heartbeat by giving the electrical potentials. What is that? Electrical potentials. Electrical potentials. By giving the electrical potentials to the walls of the heart, it continuously beats itself. It is called as heartbeat, and these are initiated with the presence of atrioventricular node and SAN also. Fine. And what is the name of the element that is required? What is the name of the element that is required for the beating of the heart? It is, you may give an option, that is phosphate, and second one is magnesium, and third one is calcium, and fourth one is none of the above. You just give an answer on the comment box. Fine. And come to the next one. And here this is the Sinoatrial node and this is atrioventricular node. These gives electrical impulses to the heart such that the heart beats itself by the continuously. And also come to the next one. And also there is a element is there. What is the, let me ask you one question. What is the name of the element that helps in the continuous beating of the heart? These are the options to you: phosphorus or phosphate, magnesium, calcium, and the fourth one is none of the above. And come to the next one. The valves are discovered by, the valves, whatever the valves are there, the valves are discovered by Girolamo Fabrici. What is that? Who is that? Girolamo Fabrici is there. He discovered the valves. And also, who discovered the blood capillaries? Blood capillaries was discovered by Marcello Malpighi. What is that? Marcello Malpighi, a person discovered the blood capillaries. What is that? Blood capillaries was discovered by Marcello Malpighi in the potassium of the bat. What is that?